Today, a day trip with the Hasselblad X-Pan 2, the Nikon R8, and the RZ67 for like 2 seconds. We'll talk about that in a minute. Hello, and welcome to the second installment of Film Photography Road Trips. I feel more comfortable when there's a microphone in the frame like this. Here's a quick comparison between the Tascam DR10L that's hiding in my shirt here versus this Shure podcast style microphone that definitely has to go through a cloud lifter in order to get any sort of volume. This is the quietest microphone that I've ever experienced in my life. We're not here to talk about microphones. We're here to drink an entire bottle of Hypnotic. This was left at my house 4 or 5 years ago. If it was you, please chime in the comments. And over the next 10 minutes, we are going to consume this entire, I'm kidding. It's not the appropriate place. The appropriate place to drink a bottle of Hypnotic is probably in a Panda Express parking lot. Today, we are here to talk about film photography and a film photography road trip that we went on. This is the second installment. The first installment, we were in the country of Iceland. You can watch that video on the channel if you want. It's an hour long. It's, in my opinion, probably one of the best pieces of content that we ever created. I'm still talking into this microphone. That Iceland road trip is a very long video, so please reserve an evening to view it. And on today's road trip, we are on our way to, I guess, a racetrack that used to be called Mospor. I believe it still is kind of called Mospor, or the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, or whatever they branded it as. And it is an incredible track. It used to be an F1 track. Now it is kind of a private track, I guess. You can rent it. There are some official races. There's no Indy. There's no F1 there anymore. The track is too dangerous, I believe, is why they actually took it from the F1 calendar.
Well, this is Mosport, and I'm Bruce McLaren. Now, the only trouble is that you can't really see here.
We're getting ahead of ourselves. Here we are at 6 in the morning. And the reveal of the first camera of the day. It is the Fujifilm Quick Snap single-use camera. It looks like an ice cream sandwich, but I assure you it is in fact a camera. Watch. There we go. So you turn the flash on. This is Michael's new vehicle that we will be doing another video with in the future. Hot garbage. This photo is hot garbage. So super fun thing. I flipped I don't even have a Fuji disposable. I think this might be this is my DaBaby disposable. I have a box of these for some reason. It's DaBaby on both sides. And when I flipped the flash on, the capacitor in here actually just exploded, and then I smelled burning. So I wasn't actually sure if this roll was going to work out, so I didn't really try too hard on the disposable, as you can see by the sample image that I've already showed you. But to my amazement, I think I only lost maybe, I did definitely lose a couple of shots. There's one at the end that you're going to see that I'm kind of bummed about, but it developed pretty much the entire roll. Also, everything you're going to see today is developed by Richard Photolab as well as scanned. And I haven't really touched the scans. I've changed some tone curves on some of the images, but that's really it. They're incredible. But in the more expensive camera division, we actually have this X-Pan, this Hasselblad X-Pan 2. And this is what I used for most of the day. So looking at the weather in the morning, it was definitely less than ideal. It was supposed to rain for a good portion of the morning. So driving up, it was clear. And then as soon as we got close to the track, just torrential downpours. But during the morning safety briefing, they tell you about the flags and passing rules and a few other things. We basically watched the entire sky clear. And by the time it was ready to get on the track, at least the sky was clear. The track was still wet, very slippery, a lot more slippery than you'd experience on a road. But it looked like the rest of the day was going to actually turn out to be pretty nice. This is Michael practicing his heel toe shifting in his Monopoly socks during the safety briefing. They got you. They got you. This is Devin's new vehicle. A very nice vehicle. I also brought along a Nikon. I didn't really know that Nikon made cinema cameras, but they made an 8mm, a Super 8mm camera, and I bought some film from Pro 8mm, which basically you buy the film, the developing, and the scanning kind of all as one package, and they send it to you, and then you mail it back, and they scan it, and they'll send you a Dropbox file, or they'll send you the physical reel back if you want. This is actually the first time I've used a real Super 8mm camera, and I've emulated it in lots of different videos, but it was very excited to actually use the real thing. And I think that this is what this entire road trip film photography series is about. The fact that all of my digital work, for the most part, emulates some form of film, whether it's my presets, I'll emulate some sort of film. To just shoot the real thing, it seems more direct to the end goal that I want.
Every little place and every bit of pavement, everywhere I go. Every day I take it, every move I'm making, everywhere I go. Gotta get around, gotta get around. Gotta get around,
Honestly, I'm still learning how to, the X-Pan field of view. So basically what this does is if you open up the camera, you will see that there are two 35mm size frames that this exposes for. So it's a full shutter that does both frames at one time. It's not cheating in any way. You're not stitching a panorama together. It's just literally taking a panorama. And the field of view is a bit difficult to get used to. I would say of all use cases, here at the racetrack is maybe one of the easiest places I've found its use, simply because I want to be showing kind of that panning. It's called an X-Pan, so I don't know, maybe there's a pun there about doing panning shots with an X-Pan, and it really did seem like the right fit for the day. So a bit of a bummer. This video, when I went out to shoot it, was actually all about the RZ6-7. The entire day I was going to photograph on the RZ6-7, and I was doing it through the Facebook glasses. I thought that this was a great tool. Honestly, it is a good tool. The downside is that I wasn't actually able to download any of the footage from the glasses. I tested them at home, they worked fine. Went to the track, shot the entire, I guess, 10, 12-minute video with the RZ6-7 on the glasses and tried to connect it back to my phone, and it would not work. So a bit of a bummer. They did send them to me for free, so I can't like complain too much. They might have been a pre-production model, I'm not sure, but a bit of a bummer that I was unable to recover that footage. So I'll figure out how to make the RZ frames into a future video at some point, but until then, we'll just observe a period of mourning for the Facebook glasses.
Feel it now every time I leave. It hits me hard and it cuts me deep. I'm 1,000 miles from happiness, 1,000 miles from you. It's a far reach from you to me. I feel the time and the space between. It's 1,000 miles of loneliness, 1,000 miles from you.
Loaded in the black and white, so of course this guy's going out.
Every mile on
Cinestill 50D is a film that I shot. I would say in the first road trip video, my favorite roll that I shot was the 50D in a city called Vik in Iceland. And I was so happy with a couple of those frames that I bought more of it. And I am really kind of enjoying it. Basically what Cinestill is it's motion picture film with the top layer removed so you can actually process it easily through C41, or Richard Photolab can process it easily. And it definitely gives you a different look than something like a Portra or an Ektachrome. And I'm still experimenting with it. I'm in the beginning stages of my film photography journey. And by that, I mean, I'm kind of like 5 years in. So I'm by no means an expert, but I was fortunate enough to get some really nice frames from this. So I'm going to be using this more over the next year. So don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed, because there will be some more film photography content. Going right in. Well, all right then. I think you ran over your shoe.
I know.
And that about wraps up track day. We were on our way to a restaurant and Devin gives us a call and he's like, hey, you're gonna order us an appetizer platter. You guys are coming, right? And we were like, yep. And we show up and it's the biggest appetizer platter I've ever seen in my entire life. If you've seen a larger one, let me know. But I would consider this to be an appetizer platter worthy of Las Vegas. And on that bombshell, I will see you again another time on another film photography road trip. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, please. And I'll see you again. I don't know what's gonna be next. What do you want to be next? We got our choice. We got Banff, see some mountains. We got Montreal / Quebec City, Canada. And we got some fall colors. Place your choice in the comments below. And I will edit that video next. Goodbye. So one of the benefits of catching your own film is it is completely organic, that it has never been in any sort of farm or any sort of facility. So it is the most pure, true film. We got one. Feels like a big one. It's a real big one. It might be a Portra 800. Joel, can you grab the net? Thank you. All right, what do we got? All right, Ektachrome 100. That's nice. You don't see that too often in these waters. This might be a Cinestill 800T. It is. I can't believe it. This is so rare. Our Airbnb host said that there was pretty much no way they were still in the water this time of year, but they're still here. What else do we have? A Portra 800. That's kind of what we came here to get, so I'm super happy that we got one of those. And it looks like a 400 Tri-X. That's exciting. That's a 120 roll. That's a big pull right now. I think we should get back to fishing.